Well, hello, my brother in arms. Need a warm up, huh?
Zmienimy go. Niech sobie odpocznie i
Well, by all
pogada
means,
trochę.
be my guest. I've been thinking here, how did Silantius manage to fool his people so quickly and so thoroughly? Charisma? Animal magnetism? Something in that fate of his? It is a well-known phenomenon, actually. As soon as hard times hit, people's ability to think rationally shuts down. When there's danger, or lack of food, an animal wakes up inside any Homo sapien. That animal, usually safely dormant, rears its head again. And what does that animal need? Not much. A pack, a leader, some food, and an enemy. The animal does not respect complex categories. It prefers a simple, black and white world with no shades of gray. This fact, by the way, was always appreciated by the powers that be. As soon as democracy seems to be leaning in a way that they don't like, bam, they start a war. Or go witch hunting. If you make people feel threatened, they immediately go looking for a strong leader. They're even ready to eat less, only to alleviate the threat. Do you think Silantius, had he not introduced that fate of his, would have stayed in power for long? Of course not. Power needs ideology or religion. They are essentially the same thing. And usually, people don't even want to figure things out. They just want to get rid of anxiety, born from the complete and utter purposelessness of their existence. They also want an easily understandable goal, which they could single-mindedly pursue all their lives to take their minds off thoughts of impending death. People are simple
Nie,
creatures.
jeszcze nie.
Are you familiar with the philosophical concept of Wu Wei? It's effortless action, from Taoism. We do well to adopt it. Of course, it doesn't mean we shouldn't make any effort at all. Giving people a hand, doing a good deed is never bad. But changing the world order in accordance to our subjective morality? Are we gods or what? See, we had this operative hunter. Although a Kantian, even though he probably didn't know it himself, he did put one thing right. The job of macrophage is to fight threats. But that's what we did back home. And when we fight, from the locals' point of view, we strangers are such a threat. And shouldn't be surprised when we catch the attention of their macrophages. I might be overthinking this, of course. Sometimes the simplest solution really is the best. Sometimes. Anyway, next time, of course, do your thing. But remember that I warned you.
Dobra, on się chyba już nagadał.
Tired? Alright, let me do it.
Zobaczmy, czy jeśli go zmienimy, znowu opowie jakąś historię?
So, where did we stop last time? Ah, I remember now.
To,
Warm enough? Alright, let me take it from
to
here.
na czym stanęliśmy? A, dobra. Co my tutaj mamy? Teraz do starego.
Listen, I had a talk with the Ark. All thanks to Tokarev. He got the decoder working.
Ark, come in. Come in, Ark. This is Ark. Identify yourself. Over. This is Colonel Scheduleslow Mlynarza speaking. I'm in command of a Central Operations Force. We have received your signal and are currently heading your way. Do you copy? Over. Yes, yes. Hear you loud and clear. Who am I talking to? How do I address you? The Deputy Chief of Communications Department, Major Ivanov. A moment. Oh, yes, Major. I understand that the checkup is in order. Great, Colonel. Melikov? Simply capable. I am sorry for the lack of trust, but as you know, the situation is dire and the enemy is always ready to strike. I do understand, Major, and I hope that you can tell the leadership that my people are true to their duty and will be at their full disposal as soon as we arrive. Over. Thank you for the great news. How large is your force, Colonel? I have a squad of the best operatives the Special Forces have to offer. A squad? I see. Well, this is great. Great! Yes, we are a large force, but we bring a message of extreme importance. We are heading towards you from Sector K6 Alpha. Do you have any data on enemy forces we might encounter on the way? Over. In just a moment, I have to check. K6, Alpha, you say? As far as I can see, there have been no enemy encounters reported in the area, Colonel. I regret. I must end our conversation here, but know that we are waiting for your arrival. I am making my report immediately, and I am sure the Minister of Defense will be eager to see you. This is a great honor. Thank you. Just a few words more, though. What is the general situation there, Major? Please. Colonel, sir, you do understand this is classified information. But I do understand you. We are doing fine. Do not worry. Well, see you in the Ark. Over and out. I serve the people. Over and out.
So, do you get this now, you doubting Thomas? I'm so excited my hands are still shaking. The minister himself! This is incredible! By the way, Artyom, you should take a look at the map.
Okej, na mapę sobie zobaczymy później. Pierwsze zobaczymy, czy ktoś jeszcze ma coś do powiedzenia.
As you can see, we are heading almost straight for the Jamatau complex. Katya and Chris tell me that the line there is in decent condition. Surprising, really, taking into account the number of priority targets there. So we can hope for smooth sailing from here, and right to the very destination. It's not even that far, but our speed depends on the state of the track. So I think it's going to take us quite some time to get there. So, Yermak, where were we?
You were saying, it's all about the results.
Ah, yes. These soft-bellied attitudes must stop. The ends do justify the means.
Well, I don't object. But not all ends can be called just.
Exactly. And this is why I have been waiting for a chance like this for ages. And now everything seems to be coming together. It's the government. Don't you understand?
Oh, but of course.
You don't seem to quite grasp the importance, which is unexpected, especially after the news you just heard.
Yes. Well, say there is a government. So what? We spent so many years apart, so why worry now?
Ah, but don't you see? They probably knew nothing about us. With the sheer power of enemy strikes directed at Moscow, they never expected so many of us to survive. And now we get to tell them Moscow still lives. And not only that, it also preserved a functioning civilization. Do you get that? All these years we were fighting a losing battle for mere survival. And now we have a new goal.
And what would that goal be?
You don't get this, do you? The command center should have all of the command and control networks, all the intelligence. They should know where all the nukes hit, have complete fallout maps. They have everything. Information rules the world. And Metro is chock full of people. Put 2 and 2 together, we could repopulate the country. Of course, not at once. First, we might have to take the country back. But we'll be doing this under the direction of a real government. People with all the necessary skills. And in the end, we will break out of the underground dead end we are in.
It would be nice, sure. By the way, I meant to ask for some time now. How did you learn about the Jamatau bunker, Colonel?
Oh, the information about the Ark project I have is beyond a doubt. I'm saying this as a GRU officer. I had colleagues working there, preparing evacuation plans. So I've been briefed into it officially.
So, now we just have to get there. And we will. We will. The journey won't be easy, though.
We were never looking for an easy way.
Yes. I've been thinking about that for a long time. The Central Industrial District, a priority target. Cartier did confirm my suspicions. The tracks might have survived partially, but the state they're in now is most likely terrible. I think we'll have to fix sections of the track.
I think our people can handle it. Besides, I'm sure there will be sidetracks.
What do you think could have happened in the relatively intact territories in the meantime?
That's a good question. Well, we are going to learn it pretty soon.
Yes. Yes, that we will.
Well, let us talk business for a change. Namely, the engine status.
All right.
Is the pump in order now?
Yes, we have fixed it.
How much time will it take to refill the water tank from now on?
Around 3 hours if we don't have to clean the filters.
Do we have any spares, just in case?
We do, but not the whole set, just the rough one.
A shame. Have we got oil, at least?
Oh, sure. We have enough to get to Vladivostok if need be.
Well, I doubt we'd have to go that far. But at least something is in abundance. The pipes?
As I have told you already, it's high time for an overhaul. Christ and I did our best removing the line buildup, but...
Well, we just can't afford that. Are you finished with all the checks?
looks like it. But let's have another go, just in case.
Yes, that can't hurt. How much time will it take to refill the water tank from now on?
Around
Już
3
chyba o
hours
tym
if we
mówił.
don't have to clean the filters.
Do we have any spares, just in case?
We do, but not the whole set, just the rough one.
Starość, starość. Gość się powtarza.
Is the pump in order now?
Yes, we have fixed it.
Have we got oil at least?
Oh, sure. We'll have to get to Vladivostok if need be.
No, teraz te tory kolejowe mają, można powiedzieć, prawdziwy rozmiar. Ale kiedy jechaliśmy drezyną, to tory były strasznie szerokie. Za szerokie. Mogę zobaczyć jakiś czas? Niestety. Ale wydaje mi się, że jest gdzieś koło 5 rano. Oczywiście czasu gry.
Well, I doubt we'd have to go that far. But at least something is in abundance. The pipes.
As I have told you already, it's high time for an overhaul. Christ and I did our best removing the line build-up, but...
Well, we just can't afford that. Are you finished with all the checks?
Looks like it.
Zobaczmy jeszcze, czy inni mają coś do powiedzenia. Zobaczymy, co słychać w radiu. Mogę się przysiąść? Mogę. I chyba mogę powypijać wszystko, co jest w tych. Albo i nie.
There was another. How did it go? Ha! Here goes.
Ci sobie tutaj grają serenady. Ten śpi napierniczony.
So, what was it? The Colonel is always right, and we're just filling our heads with dumb ideas? Do you think that when we come back to Metro, they will believe us? They, who live there, bury their folks there, feed their children with rat meat. I agree with Father when he says it was the only way to preserve civilization. But what do you think they will find easier to believe? That they'd be able to get out to the surface and live there like they once did? Or that they'd spend 20 years underground for nothing? Just because secrecy demanded they stay there? Just because they didn't have the fucking security clearance? I simply don't know, Artyom. I only know that even if we ever go back there, and it's a big if, I'm definitely not staying. My home is here, somewhere on the surface. I just don't know where yet. And thank you, Artyom. No matter what Dad says, thank you for leading us outside. I'm sorry. Alright, I'll stop going on. Time to go. Okay, let me get up.
Może znajdziemy jakiś komunikat?
Attention. Committee speaking from the Ark project base. Why are you guys kissing Munchikov's ass so much? All this has been since he even arrived in Irkutsk. Not even 2 years.
You better reconsider your position on Meshnikov. Did you forget who started trading with the convicts from Zolotoy?
Huh? Well, that was Zakhar's idea. And Zakhar is the man.
Do tego komunikatu słuchaliśmy na początku.
Oh, Artyomich, another smoke break. Good. This, life thing. Pretty rough, huh? But you can't do anything about it. Now, you people in Moscow, you used to live underground. I guess that's why you all look kind of pale. Quite different from my place. I hail from Kadui village. It's near Cherepovets. You heard of it? Yeah, well, no wonder. Our place was the middle of nowhere before the war. There was no point spitting at us, much less wasting bombs. So, it wasn't all that bad at the start. The townsfolk were joking that it was a good thing since their credit slates were all wiped clean. But when the nuclear winter came, they weren't as merry anymore. Didn't used to be that hot even before that, but now, even the fucking thermometers froze. Though I wasn't really educated or anything, I'd always liked science, so I knew the winter would come. The moment the bombs started falling, I knew I had to move south before the snow got too thick. Fixed an old truck, hopped on, never looked back. Didn't even come close to the large cities. Moscow and such, they were the main targets, of course. The villages weren't much better off, though. There was awful shit going on. Atrocities of the kind you don't even want to recall. Yeah, at the time I was getting kinda unhinged myself. The first winter I spent alone in a lair like a bear. Took over a grocery shop's underground storage. Food kept well in that cold. And that cold lasted a few years, with frost bouts happening even in the sun. Became impossible to survive alone, so later on I would try to find company for the winters. Some were good people, others were real assholes. As the years went by, the good people became more of a rarity, you know. And some really nasty animals started appearing too. Near the areas burned to rubble, the forest turned red. Always red. And there emerged those two-headed deer. Well, they are real lookers. And they eat, well, they're even worse than they look. There's this mutant nettle that grows on dead bodies and always moves like it's alive. Well, you will know it when you see it. So, that nettle is what they eat. That's how the locals find it. When you see a deer, that means there's a body nearby. The deer just wait for the nettle to grow. Boy, does it grow fast. The locals dry it and smoke it. Oh, those smokes were the roughest I've ever had. No wonder, really. So, I basically ended up going all over the place, almost reached Astrakhan. Winters there were a bit better, but that place had problems of its own. I mean, the local bandits have been capturing people running from the cold, selling them further south. I had to run in with them too. Had to present my truck to one asshole there. No, soon I fixed this rail car and started trading stuff, earning some cash, masquerading as a bandit not to stand out too much. But let me tell you, watching the things they did was too tough. So, as soon as the sky cleared and winter receded, I decided to move east, since there's a lot of space there, not as many people. And on my way there, I got stopped by Silantius and his cult, and that's how it goes, bratucha. That's my story. Life sure is interesting.
to by było chyba na tyle. Pogadali sobie chłopaki. Ma to wyjść? Ale coś tam jest. A to drezyna. Zaraz. Czyżby zaszło słońce?
Here's one of my favorites.
Zobaczmy, czy jest tak, jak mi się wydaje i słońce naprawdę zaszło. No tak.
Yes, that can't hurt. Is the pump in order now?
Yes.
Tak, słońce zaszło. Czyli wydaje mi się, że jeżeli byśmy tutaj jechali dosyć długo, to doczekalibyśmy wschodu słońca. Ale póki co, dzięki za oglądanie tego odcinka i zapraszam Was do ponownego.